Anchorage Bucs baseball is on the air. The fireworks are over, but the chase to the playoffs in the ABL is just starting to explode. The Bucs and the Glacier Pilots play for second place in the standings, and first pitch is just minutes away as we welcome you inside the press box here at Mulcahy Stadium alongside Milo Hoffman. My name's Alex Burstein. Two really fun games of baseball last night. They didn't count towards the standings, but these two teams have just played each other yesterday. The Bucs looked really good in the first game, and then it was the Pilots who took over in game number 2.
Yeah, the Bucs won 5-1 in that game. Number one, 8-0 though. The Pilots took it in game number 2, but yeah, Austin Gamel, Kai McGarry, two absolute moonshots. Kai McGarry hit his out to center field. We've only seen that once before heading into last night's game. So although the Bucs lost that second game by a score of 8-0, that first game was the best offense we've seen in a couple of weeks now.
Two players who have not had regular season home runs yet this year, but good to see some pop coming into their bats, and the Bucs badly need it right now. Losers of 5 straight regular season games, they've dropped from first place to 4.5 games back of first in just 2 weeks' time, and the loss tonight flip-flops them from second to third place in the standings, so this one huge implications at Mulcahy.
Yeah, you know, last night's games didn't count, but they saw each other. It was two not full games, 2 7-inning games, but 2 games where you see the opponent you're actually going to play today in a game that counts. So although they've only played the Pilots about 4 times in the regular season, they've seen him 6 total times. So a challenge today for the Bucs, and it would be a big win to get back in the win column in the regular season.
6 total times, and 2 of them came just last night here at Mulcahy Stadium. Before we dive into the rest of today's action, let's take a look at how last night's 4th of July doubleheader went down here at Mulcahy Stadium.
Baseball on the 4th of July. Just a sentence that makes sense. The Bucs and the Pilots are set for their annual Independence Day doubleheader at Mulcahy Stadium. And although these 2 games don't count towards the regular season of the ABL, it's one of the most exciting days of the year. We are glad to bring it to you here at Anchorage, Alaska, Mulcahy Stadium. Just 4 combined hits. Frausto gets the sign. Comes home. That one's laced out to center field. Becker on the run. Looks up towards the wall, and that ball clears the wall. It's out of here. A solo shot for Kai McGarry. His first of the season, and it's 1-0 Bucs on top in the 5th. He's pumped, rounding the base bats. Touches home plate. A brilliant bomb from the center fielder. Long pause for Semino. Now he comes home, a swing, line drive, left field. It'll bloop in for a base hit in front of Rodriguez. He gears up for the throw. Underhill rounds third, throw cut off, and the run scores. It's an RBI single for Cooper Siselski, and the Bucs double their lead. It's 2-0 here in the top of the 6th. Says today's game only 7 innings, so second to last inning of play here. 1-0, swung on, drilled, deep right field. There it goes! See ya! A 3-run jack for Austin Gamel, his first of the season, and just like that, it's 5-0 Bucs on top in the top of the 6th. Muncy comes set, high at the eyes. Here's the pitch, swung on and lofted towards right center field. McGarry, the center fielder, drifts over, and he makes the grab. Ball game over. The Bucs win game number 1 here on the 4th of July by a final score of 5-1, and boy, it was good to see the bats bashing once again.
Close out America's 249th birthday party with a clash of Anchorage's best. The Bucs and the Pilots close out the 4th of July in the most patriotic way of it all, a game of America's pastime. It's in inning number 1, first offering. Fastball gulfed towards center field, giving chase, and this one drops on the warning track. Dylan Marks makes the trek home, behind him Jet Ruby, and they'll hold everyone else. A 2 RBI double off the bat of Edison Polanco, and the Glacier Pilots lead 2-0 in the top of the 1st. 3-1. Cracked on the ground towards second. Diving in, Gamel makes the grab and throws off the mark to first base. 1 runs in to score. Behind him is Becker. Charging into second base on the air is Hunter Klotz. And just like that, it is 6-0 Glacier Pilots. 1 ball, no strikes. Pitch lined up the middle, and it bounces into center field. Charging home to score is Scotty Fagan, and it's a 7-0 lead for the Pilots in the top of inning number 3. Here's the 1-2. Breaking ball, bounce towards third base. Toki
Baseball on the 4th of July. Just a sentence that makes.
Oh, there you have it. A double-header split between the Bucs and the Pilots. 8-0. That final game ended between these two squads. So very good action between the two teams. Those ones didn't count, though. Tonight, though, that's a whole different story. A huge game. The Bucs trying to stay in second place in the ABL standings. A win will put them back at 500. The Pilots, though, with the win, can jump the Bucs and get into that second spot. And why that's so important, it is the final championship spot in the playoffs. So that is how the standings go down. Last night was a huge game, and a lot of pitchers were used. John Witt was not one of them, but he's been a huge part of the bullpen all season long for the Bucs, and we had a chance to catch up with him ahead of today's game. Here's what the right-handed reliever had to say before today's contest. Alex Burstein here with John Witt ahead of today's matchup with the Glacier Pilots. John, your first 4th of July in Alaska. How was it last night?
Oh, it was electric. A lot of fans popped out, it was great vibes. Lost the second one, but glad we could take care of business on the first game.
I know your family's been here the last few days. What's it been like playing in front of them here in Alaska?
It's been really special. I mean, none of my family has ever been to Alaska, and it's really cool to have them out here and enjoy the environment and watch some baseball.
Moving to the baseball, you mainly use as a reliever this year. Do you feel like that's where you best suit yourself as a pitcher in that relief role?
Yeah. I mean, for this team, I think that's how I can be used most effectively. I was a starter, but I love throwing, and wherever they need me, I'll be willing to pitch.
Is there a certain pitch that you think's been working really well for you this summer?
I've just been going by one motto: throw ball hard, make it move, and that's pretty much all my whole mindset.
And then you're moving on to Arkansas Tech Division II baseball next year. What made that the right choice for you for your next level of baseball?
I think the security of having a home early in the fall last season, and just giving myself the comfortability to go out and just perform how I need to.
How much of a relief was that pitching this past spring, knowing where you're going in the fall?
It was a huge weight off my shoulders, and just let me focus on one thing, and that's throwing a baseball.
And then finally, a couple weeks left of the season. Any big goals for you, things you want to work on?
Just keep doing what I'm doing, coming in at big appearances and performing and helping my team.
John Witt ahead of today's matchup. Thanks for your time.
Thank you.
There you have it. Thanks to John Witt for catching up with us ahead of today's contest. He's been a very, very important reliever for this team this year, and wouldn't be surprised to see Coach Joe Silva put him in for tonight's contest, knowing how big this one is. Well, Milo Hoffman had a chance to catch up with Joe Silva ahead of tonight's game and talking about the importance of it, how fun last night is, and what to expect for the rest of the season. Here's what the bench boss had to say ahead of tonight's contest against the Glacier Pilots.
Milo Hoffman here with head coach Joe Silva ahead of the Bucs versus the Pilots. Now, before this game, let's go back to yesterday, 4th of July. It was quite festive. Everyone was here, the most packed Mulcahy has been all year. What did you see, and how exciting was that?
I mean, the atmosphere and experience was amazing, right? Seeing not an empty seat in sight, great food, the fireworks, obviously the doubleheader, non-league game. Very fun, very exciting.
And how good was it to see the power come back? Austin Gamel hit a 3-run shot. Kai McGarry hit a nuke to center field. What did you like out of that?
Yeah, I told the boys too. Those were at bats where they had to work a little bit, right? And that set up some situational hitting. So again, we love the long ball. Not always going to be there, but if we trust our process and work counts, have good at bats, we'll see a result byproduct.
And who's starting today for you guys?
We got Eli Buxton starting on the mound.
Eli Buxton. And you're playing the Pilots today. It's a regular season game. How big would a win mean to the team?
Huge, right? Obviously, that's the main goal, keeping these boys fresh during the stretch, and I like the vibes of the ballpark today, so I'm feeling good about where we're at.
All right. Thank you so much, Coach.
Well, there you have it. Joe Silva ahead of tonight's contest. Milo, obviously, he's not going to stress, but he knows how big this game is now these next few big games are for the Bucs.
Yeah, and you heard him, though. He thinks the vibes are good today at the park. Of course, coming off the big 4th of July appearance here for the Bucs and the Pilots. So yeah, this is a huge game, and I know it's kind of like the 4th of July was so big, now we're right back at it today, but this is arguably the biggest game of the year to this point. Obviously, if the Bucs lose, they fall to 3rd place and out of that playoff position. With a win, though, they get back in the win column, and they take command of 2nd place over the Glacier Pilots. So the Miners are up there sitting pretty. It's going to be a battle to see who can finish 2nd as the season sort of starts to wind down here already.
Yeah, it's been flying by here. Already July 5th, and the season will be wrapped up by July 24th at the latest. You talk about how important this game is. It's because the Bucs, well, they haven't been out of a playoff position all season long. Obviously, the reigning champions, so you really want to stay in that 2 spot and maybe get a little hot, find a way back to the 1 spot, but the Miners have been blowing past the competition and hope to stay with that here tonight. The sun has overcome the clouds here at Mulcahy Stadium. It is now full sunlight on the field. It's a mix of clouds and sun here on this Saturday afternoon at Mulcahy Stadium for what should be a fun night of action. Let's turn it to the PA address announcer for the national anthem. Well, there you have it. National anthem here at Mulcahy Stadium. That means it's just about time for baseball here. Bucs trying to break out of a 5-game skid, and here's how they'll line up to try to do it. Kai McGarry leads things off. The Arizona State outfielder will be in center tonight. James Provencio right behind him. He is at second base. Landon Underhill hits third. He's been in that shortstop position for now 3 straight games. Luke Taylor, the designated hitter and the cleanup man tonight. Austin Gabel gets a start for the first time this season at first base. He will be hitting number 5. Cooper Soselski over in left field. Logan Ewell stays at his usual spot in right. In the 8th spot, it's Reese Sherman, the catcher, out of Gonzaga. And rounding out the 9, it will be Jaden Toki out of Long Beach State. He is over at third base. Eli Buxton, a right-hander out of Arizona State University, is on the mound tonight. Moving to the visiting Pilots, who will be taking to bat in just a couple of moments. Dylan Marks leads things off. The Lubbock Christian commit is over at shortstop. Jet Ruby out of Fresno State. Andrew Becker hits third. He is from Cal State Northridge and over in center field. The cleanup man tonight, Adam Burkholt. He does the catching duties as well. Carter Freeland, the designated hitter. Hunter Klotz is at first base once again out of Kent State, hitting in the 6th spot. Landon Teasing is over at third tonight. Ryan Christensen stays put in right field. And in the 9th spot, B.J. Rodriguez out of Fresno State. On the mound tonight for the visiting Glacier Pilots, it's Peter Phillips out of Randolph-Macomb College. The right-hander has pitched to a very, very excellent 1.64 ERA in 3 appearances this year. Eli Buxton on the mound for the Bucs, the lanky right-hander, practicing his over-the-top delivery to start things off. Bucs in their home pinstripe whites with black and white lettering across the front, spelling out Bucs here. And they're hoping they can bring home a win here tonight, one that is very desperately needed, Milo.
Yeah, and I noticed something that I haven't seen so far this season. Before the Bucs actually took the field, they all huddle up right around the third base bag. sort of came together, then broken everyone out to their position. So maybe the Bucs feeling a little bit together here, trying to get back in the win column against the Pilots.
Ethan McCraney is the field ump for tonight's contest. Brandon Schmidt calling the balls and strikes. Dylan Marks will lead things off, the shortstop, donning the gray and white camouflage uniform for the visiting Pilots. He steps into the righty's batter's box, and Eli Buxton readies for the first pitch. 4-0-3, and here it comes. Fastball hits the inner third for a strike. It's an 0-1 count on Marks. Well, Buxton loves to work with that fastball, one of his main pitches he uses. It works on the first throw tonight. Here comes the 0-1. Another fastball, and this time swung on and missed. A big swing from Marks, but can't reach the outside part of the zone, and it's 0-2 quickly here. Mark's one of the top offensive guys on this team, hitting .276 on a Pilots team that's struggled offensively. 0-2 offering, just a little bit high.
Now you mentioned this 4-0-3 first pitch. It's a little bit different here. The sun is in a different spot than normal, so maybe plays with the shadows just a bit.
Yeah, usually we say the only shaded part is below the scoreboard. Here's the 1-2. Check swing, doesn't matter. Called strike 3, backwards K to start off the outing for Eli Buxton. Fired a heater to the inner third, and just like that, there's one away to start off the first.
Yeah, all heater so far for Eli Buxton, and just caught Dylan Marks frozen on the inside corner. His fastball has just so much zip to it.
Brings Jet Ruby to the plate, rocking his Fresno State blue helmet. Here's the first pitch. Just in there for a strike. 0-1 the count. Now the shadows are going to only be in left field. You see the middle left center light pole. You can see that reflection coming onto the field. 0-1, just fouled back. So that will only take effect for the left and center fielders. That's Kai McGarry in center and Cooper Siselski in left. Your right fielder tonight, Logan Yule, he has a little bit easier of a day, not having to worry about any shadows. 0-2 pitch, high and away fastball. Keeps Jet Ruby in the at-bat. Around the infield for the Bucs, it's Austin Gamel at first, James Provencio at second, Jaden Toki at third, Landon Underhill at short. 1-2. Poked foul to the left side, a couple of bounces towards the Bucs dugout. And it keeps it out of the 1-2 on Ruby. Ruby, a late arrival to this Pilots team, only playing in the month of July, but he's off to a hot start, hitting .389. Here's the 1-2. Fouled back again. Some good contact on the fastball here. Ruby just a tad late making contact. We'll try to straighten one out.
Yeah, Ruby really is antsy in the box. I don't know if you've noticed, but he really wiggles that bat a whole bunch.
Every single time, just waves it back and forth, the black bat. Here's the 1-2. Hit in the air towards left field, past the diving Underhill. And just like that, there's a one-out single for Jet Ruby. I said diving, I meant jumping. Underhill got up there, but it was a nice bloop out to left field, and there's one on with no outs here to start off inning number 1.
Well, that's what Ruby can do. I mean, he said .389 average on the season. That's only going to go up, and he came over late, but has been money since coming over.
Brings Andrew Becker to the plate, first lefty of the day. First pitch way outside. Becker will step all the way out to readjust his batting gloves and batting helmet. Usually don't see that after a first pitch, but the lefty decides to do so. 1 ball, no strikes. Next offering just misses outside. Buxton been overly reliant on that fastball early today. We've seen almost every single pitch be a heater so far. Mixed success for the Pilots against it. 2-0, pickoff attempt to first, not in time. Ruby's quick there. Haven't seen many steal attempts out of him, but that's because he hasn't been with this team very long. But wouldn't be surprised to see him try to get into scoring position here early on. 2 balls, no strikes. Next pitch, just high. If you look at yesterday's doubleheader, although it didn't count, it obviously showed what these teams are made of. They were playing their starters. In the first game, Pilots shut out, didn't score across all 7 innings. The second game looked a lot better for them, and it's because they scored 3 in the first inning. 3-0. Fastball just clips the inside. And we'll move to a 3-1 count. Becker thought he had a walk, begin to back up, and now we'll head back into the lefty's batter's box. Here's the 3-1. Fastball called strike down the middle. And Eli Buxton has worked his way to the first full count of the afternoon. Sun belting down, 4:07 p.m. here in Anchorage, Alaska at 69 degrees. Next pitch, swung on and missed. Outside fastball, and Eli Buxton has his second strikeout of the day. There's 2 away with 1 on here in the top of the first.
Well, we knew Eli Buxton has the strikeout stuff. In just over 9 innings this year, he has 9 strikeouts. So now up to 11, his second strikeout on the day. So kind of that over-the-top delivery makes it real tough for hitters to pick up, and he's shown why he's he plays for ASU. He's a big-time prospect.
Pickoff attempt to first, not in time. Third start of the year for Eli Buxton. His 4th appearance, was a reliever the first time. Has given up more runs in each successive appearance, but trying to break that streak tonight. Adam Bergholt at the plate, first pitch. Fastball cracked in the air towards shallow right field. Now it comes in all the way to foul territory, and the first baseman, Austin Gamel, makes the grab for out number 3. So, 1 hit for the Pilots in the top of the first, but they can't do anything with it. No runs, no errors, and 1 runner left on the base paths through half an inning. Bucs head to bat for the first time today. It's a scoreless ball game. Don't go anywhere. This is Anchorage Bucs baseball. Back here at Mulcahy Stadium, to the bottom of the first we go. A scoreless game between the Glacier Pilots and the Bucs. Peter Phillips toes the rubber for the first time today, the right-hander out of Randolph-Macon College, making his 4th appearance of the year, 3rd start. It will be his final time pitching this summer before he heads home to Virginia Beach. So trying to end the summer with a bang. He has to do it against a very up-and-down Bucs offense that has really struggled the last couple of weeks. Finally came alive in Game 1 of last night's doubleheader. Kai McGarry comes to the plate, back into the leadoff spot for the Bucs. We saw him drop as far as number 9, but he's back to where he was for most of the year in that number 1. First pitch, McGarry leans away from an inside fastball, 1-0 the counts. You see McGarry both in left field, and tonight he's in center. Plays very well at both of those positions. Steps back into the righty's batter's box. Half yellow, half black bat. Perfect for the Anchorage Bucs. 1-0 offering. Check swing. It's in there for a strike. And it evens out the count at 1-1. Phillips, a 6'4", 220-pound right-hander. Pitched 56 2/3 innings this past spring to a 5.08 ERA, so he's used to throwing the ball a ton. It's a very interesting mix here in the Alaska Baseball League. 1-1, fastball called strike on the outer third. You see some pitchers who played maybe 5 or 6 innings and are coming here in Alaska to really just get some reps for the summer. Then you have guys like Phillips who pitched a lot this spring and now are just trying to fine-tune their mechanics and kind of clean stuff up for their next season of college ball. 1-2 the count on McGarry. Next offering. Bounced on the ground towards short. Easy play for Marks, who gloves it and throws across in time. So a 6-3 putout begins the day. Dylan Marks had no trouble with that one. Chopped off the bat of McGarry, but ended up bouncing right in front of his glove over at short. And a nice first batter retired by Phillips.
And McGarry just got over that one just a bit, about a 4-hopper over to short. But I love when we saw McGarry go deep yesterday, how hype he was rounding the base paths. It really meant something to hit something on the 4th of July like that, and the whole team was fired up. So hopefully he can take that into today.
James Travencio at the plate. First pitch misses outside. One of 2 home runs that the Bucs had yesterday is Kai McGarry's solo shot, and then Austin Gamel, who we'll see in a couple of batters, hit a 3-run towering shot over the right field wall. 1-0 pitch. Hit in the air towards left field and drops just fair past the left field line. Provencio turns towards second, and it looks like it bounced out of play. So a ground rule double from James Provencio. He was slicing it towards that left field line, and it ended up bouncing towards the Bucs bullpen. So a runner in scoring position now with 1 away. Very nice hit ball from Provencio.
Yeah, that one, there's shorter fences over there in left field as you get closer to the bullpen. So kind of just hopped up there on the turf, which is easier for the ball to bounce up rather than the grass.
Brings Landon Underhill to the plate. Shortstop tonight holds his bat straight up. First pitch reaches outside. Underhill unleashed the triple last night, lined it down the right field line, very similar to what Provencio just did on the opposite side of the field. You do that here, and you are easily making this a 1-0 Bucs lead. Phillips looks in for the sign, sets just in front of his belt. Now looks towards second and fires. Hit in the air, foul to the left side. 1 hit apiece for both of these squads here at Mulcahy Stadium. A 4 p.m. first pitch, first of the season for the Bucs. Tomorrow gets even earlier, 2 p.m. first pitch, usually at 6 o'clock every single day, but that's changing on this 4th of July holiday weekend. 1 ball, 1 strike on Underhill. Phillips really looking at second, now fires. Breaking pitch in the dirt.
Oh, I was out there in right field today, shagging BP.
You look solid there.
Thank you. And, a couple times Landon headed out there, and there's no chance of catching it high off the wall or over the fence. But, man, the velocity off his bat is just really fierce. Hurts the hand.
A 1-day tryout for Milo Hoffman. 2-1 pitch. Reaches outside. However, as you saw in the starting lineup, it's Logan Ewell, not Milo Hoffman, so he did not get the call.
Well, I came in and told you. I was like, I got the lineup.
Yeah.
I'm in right, so.
They made a late change.
It's gonna be an
Guess they didn't
offensive
like
game.
your bat or something.
No. I mean, I didn't show him one day get in the cage.
3 balls, 1 strike on Landon Underhill. Long wait from Phillips. And now the pitch. Fastball high and away. Underhill will gladly take the 5-pitch walk. Very patient approach there from the shortstop. And there's 2 on with just 1 out. And a big chance here for Luke Taylor. Designated hitter out of Long Beach State. Hitting just .246 on the year now. It's been in a little bit of a slump. That batting average was in the mid-300s through the first couple of weeks, but still waiting to get that juice back in his bat. He's doing the DH duties tonight, and obviously in the cleanup spot, that means he has power. 3 home runs on the year for the right-hander. Adjusts his black batting helmet, and now readies for the first pitch. Here it comes. Lined right side and down for a base hit. Provencio takes a big turn around third, and he'll be held up by Joe Silva. The bases are loaded for the Bucs in the bottom of the first and have a chance to do some big damage. Luke Taylor took the first pitch fastball from the top outside part of the zone and just sent it the opposite direction. A nice piece of hitting from Taylor.
That went off the end of the bat of Taylor. Kind of just stuck it out in no man's land over there in right field, but it gets the job done. Now, this is where the Bucs need to take advantage. Let's see if the offense can really be back here.
1 away. Any hit brings home a run or 2 here for the Bucs. Austin Gamel, a lefty at the plate. First pitch from Phillips. Breaking ball into the middle of the zone for a strike. 0-1 the counts. Gamel searching for his first regular season hit since June 13th. He did have a home run last night, but it won't count into the stats as it was an exhibition lead. Leads off of first, second, and third. Here's the 0-1. Bounce towards first, fielded by Klotz. He throws home, force out. There's no throw back to first, but they do save the run. So, no one scores. James Provencio out trying to advance, and a very smart field alignment there from the Pilots. Klotz was playing in, and as a result, it only took 2 bounces into the first baseman's glove. He was able to fire home quickly, and there's 2 away with the bases juiced for Cooper Soselski. Left fielder, committed to play at Southeastern next year. It'll be his third school in as many years. Was at Gonzaga this past spring, but didn't play. First pitch. Hits the outer third for a strike. Nice breaking pitch from Phillips. Soselski's battled with a hand injury throughout the late fall. Got surgery in the early spring. And now he's back at full strength. Taps his left hand on the bat. And now ready for the 0-1 pitch from Phillips. Here it comes. Breaking ball. Called strike on the inner part of the plate. Really nice curveball there from Phillips. He works with a very simple fastball, curveball, changeup rotation. So you're not going to get fooled by any crazy pitches, but he knows how to paint the zone well. No balls, 2 strikes, bases juiced, 2 away here in the bottom of the first. A scoreless game between the 2 Anchorage squads. Here's the next pitch. Bounces past the catcher Burkle, charging in to score Landon Underhill, and it's a 1-0 lead for the Bucs in the bottom of the first off of a wild pitch.
Well, you'll take him any way you can get him. And yeah, that one just hooked off speed way back here to the screen. So nice to see the Bucs get on the board in the first.
Luke Taylor advances to third and Austin Gamel to second base. Excuse me. Yes, Austin Gamel to second. So still 2 runners in scoring position. Soselski down in the count 1-2. Here's the next pitch. Grounded up the middle. Shortstop Marks rolls to his right and throws in time. So a nice play by Marks to get the Pilots out of the inning, but not before 1 run comes across the plate. A wild pitch scores Landon Underhill. 2 hits, no errors, and 2 runners left on the base pass. It's a 1-0 Bucs lead. We go to the second. Don't go anywhere. This is Anchorage Bucs baseball. Back here at Mulcahy Stadium, it's a 1-0 Bucs lead as we move to the top of the second here at a now cloudy Mulcahy Stadium. I think we'll be going back and forth between this all day. It was cloudy for all of batting practice, and it was sunny for first pitch, and now clouds overlooking the field here in Anchorage. Eli Buxton in for a second inning of work. He'll work against the 5, 6, and 7 hitters, starting with Carter Freeland, the designated hitter. Righty-lefty matchup. First pitch from Buxton. Fastball high and outside. Freeland in a little bit of a slump. Has hit just 2 base hits since June 17th. Trying to wake up this bat. He waves it in the lefty's batter's box. Here's the 1-0. Hits the outer bottom corner, and it's a 1-1 count.
We talked about the weather. It was raining in batting practice and before the game.
Drizzling a little bit. Rain forecasted for the next couple of days here in Anchorage. But hopefully all the baseball will be able to be played. Here's the 1-1. Poked foul. Of course, this game is a makeup because of rain. Was originally supposed to be played on June 9th. And then there was going to be July 5th off for both of these squads. However, that was the one true terrestrial rainfall we've seen here in Anchorage since the players and us arrived. 1-1 pitch from Buxton. Fastball in the dirt, swung on and missed. Throw down to first is in time, and that will be another strikeout for Eli Buxton, his 3rd of the day. Got Freeland swinging at a pitch down low, and a nice job by Reese Sherman to gobble that one up and throw the first in time.
Yeah, I believe that was like a changeup splitter down in the dirt, which just, I mean, waved right through it, almost like a sword swing there.
So Hunter Klotz comes to the plate, another lefty. First pitch, bounce towards first, and then we'll go foul. Nice play by one of the assistant coaches for the Pilots to barehand that one. Shallow crowd on hand for tonight's contest. It was packed last night. Thousands of fans for the doubleheader. 0-1 pitch outside. Tonight, though, see a few fans in each of the bleachers, and obviously a lot of them camp out underneath us so we can't see them, trying to be a little cooler. The sun can make it a little hotter than it seems in Alaska. 1-1, fouled back off the press box here. One of the windows to our left.
Good thing we took our camera out.
Yeah, true. That was right where we originally had set up our camera. It's a 4-box press box here in Anchorage, Alaska, and that one hit off the PA announcer. Hopefully he's okay. 1-1 pitch outside.
Just to be clear, it didn't hit the PA
No,
announcer.
it hit off the window.
That one ricochets off the...
He is okay. Luckily, there is very strong glass for that exact reason. 2 balls, 1 strike. Next pitch to Klotz, outside. Klotz out of Kent State. A lot of Kent State flair in this game. The Pilots have back-to-back golden flashes in their lineup. Klotz right now and Landon teasing. Here's next pitch. Bounce off the inside of the bat, and it goes off the foot of Klotz. That one stung him. It went right off of his right foot. He was seen jumping on the other leg for a few seconds. He's going to walk this one off. Usually something that stings but doesn't cause many injuries.
Yeah, exactly. Just a bruise or a bluish tone to your foot the next day.
Yeah.
But, you walk it off. Adrenaline should get him through right now, but maybe feel that tomorrow morning.
So it's a 3-2 count. Here's the payoff pitch. Swung on and popped foul to the left side. And he's still taking a long walk after each of these pitches. So Klotz obviously feeling a little bit of discomfort.
Impressive
in that,
to still
right?
foul
Yeah.
off.
Shows some true battle. We'll see if he can run, if he gets one in fair territory. 3 balls, 2 strikes, payoff pitch. Bounce foul to the right side. He is really, really battling. Almost hit that one off his foot again. Luckily it didn't. That one would have really hurt. Klotz shakes his head, readjusts his bat. He's very choked up on his beige wooden bat. Another payoff. Check swing, they appeal and say he went around. Klotz throws his bat back to the dugout in disappointment. And that's another strikeout for Eli Buxton, his 4th of the day through just 1 2/3 innings pitched. We mentioned he has good strikeout numbers, 9 entering today, but he has almost gotten half of that in just 1 1/3 innings pitched. So really good stuff from Buxton. Landon Teasing comes to the plate, another Kent State infielder. First pitch inside. It's much different than Buxton's last outing. Gave up 5 runs, 3 of which were earned, and took the loss against the Miners on June 27th. So good to see a big change here today for the right-hander. 1-0. Breaking pitch low. 2 away in the top of the second inning. It's a 1-0 Bucs lead. The bats were rolling in inning number 1. Landon Underhill scored. Not off a hit, though. Off of a wild pitch. Here's the 2-0. Outside and low. Buxton still trying to figure out that fastball control. Has a lot of heat on it. He's been getting a lot of swings as well, but you want to see a few more of those pitches find the zone. And that's what summer ball is for. Readjusting your stuff throughout the 2 or 3 months. 3-0. Fastball inside. That's a 4-pitch walk offered to Landon Teasing. The first walk of the day for the Pilots, and there's 1 on with 2 away.
Yeah, Buxton just lost control there of the fastball a little bit. He has such a slow motion when he comes home. It's almost like his time to think a little bit, and when you're not pummeling the strike zone, it might not be in your favor. But so far, it's looked great. So get back to the strike zone command here.
So it's up to Ryan Christensen to try to move the runner up from first. First pitch blasted towards right field. Line drive just goes foul. About 5 feet in front of the wall. That one was roped by Ryan Christensen, but He'll have to head back to the lefty's batter's box, now down in the count 0-1. Great contact there. Saw the fastball out of the hand from Buxton. We'll try to repeat that. No balls, 1 strike. Next pitch from Buxton. Goes low. Christensen still searching for hit number 1 of the regular season. That would have been it if he had just stayed a little bit further to the left. Lead off of first base. Pickoff attempt. They can't get teasing. Christensen was a solid offensive player this past spring. Hit 246 in 56 starts for Sacramento State. That just hasn't translated to the summer. Here's the 1-1. Inside. He's an excellent fielder. Has shown that off in the first week or so with this Pilots team. No errors. A couple of dazzling plays out there in right center field. 2 balls, 1 strike. Next pitch. Grounded foul. He made the Sports Center top 10 for a catch this past spring. So he certainly loves to flash his glove. Now trying to get flashy with the bat as well.
ESPN was here. I'd be in the Sports Center top 10 after my shagging BP.
Okay.
Yeah.
You're lucky there's no video footage of that. 2 balls, 2 strikes, 2 away. Next pitch, outside. Christensen works a full count here from Eli Buxton. When I walked down and I was on the field, all I saw was a couple of balls get past you.
Oh, that's not true. I don't think that happened. It's tough. Like it hits into the gap.
3 balls, 2 strikes. Long wait, the payoff pitch. Runner takes, the pitch is high and inside. And that's back-to-back walks offered by Eli Buxton. So, after 2 strikeouts to start off the inning, the Pilots have the tying run in scoring position, and the 9-hitter B.J. Rodriguez coming to the plate. One of the most interesting 9-hitters you will see in all of baseball, as Rodriguez, the lefty, steps in, waves his black bat, and readies for the first pitch from Buxton. Leads off of first and second. And here's the first pitch. Taken low and outside. Buxton hitting 125, which makes sense. You'd have him at the bottom of the lineup. But he does have a home run. Makes very, very hard contact. He's done it all season long here at Mulcahy Stadium against the Bucs and other teams. And he loves to draw walks. So he knows how to get on. Here's the 1-0 inside. Ducking away from it is Rodriguez. The problem, though, base hits just have been hard to come by. Hasn't recorded a hit since June 25th. That came against, you guessed it, this Bucs team. It's part of a big day for Rodriguez. He's homered against this team. Here's the 2-0. Check swing. It goes back to the pitcher, Buxton. Throws to first in time. And a routine 1-3 putout brings the inning to a close for the Pilots. No runs off and no hits, no errors, and 2 runners left on the base paths due to walks here from Eli Buxton. It's a 1-0 Bucs lead as they head back to the plate. Don't go anywhere. This is Anchorage Bucs baseball. To the bottom of inning number 2 here at Mulcahy Stadium, the Bucs leading 1-0 over the Pilots, trying to break out of a 5-game skid and keep in this number 2 spot in the Alaska Baseball League standings. A loss tonight, and the Pilots take over second place. Why that's important? Well, only 2 teams make the playoffs here in the 4-team Alaska Baseball League, so everyone fighting for standings position with just over 10 games left in the regular season. Peter Phillips in for another inning of work. He'll work against the 7, 8, and 9 hitters. Logan Ewell up to bat, grounds first pitch towards the first baseman, Klotz, who fields it on a knee and runs to first in time for out number 1. Logan Ewell saw the inside fastball, thought he could pull it maybe into the outfield. Instead, it's just a soft bouncer, easily played by the first baseman, and that's one away quickly here. Gives way to Reese Sherman. Doing the catching duties tonight for the Bucs. First pitch bounces outside. That is a lot of movement on that breaking ball from Peter Phillips. He only works with a curveball, not a slider. It looked a little bit more like a slider, but ended up bouncing in the lefty's batter's box and then ricocheted back the other direction. So it's 1 ball and no strikes on Sherman. Here's the next pitch. Inside, fastball called for a strike. Sherman hitting .265 for the Bucs this season. The power in his bat has really come along as the weeks have gone on. We've seen some big hits, even some big outs the last couple of games for Sherman. Don't be surprised if he hits one a long way. 1-1, launched in the air towards left field. It sails out of play. Well, it's that launch angle that really helps Sherman. If he had been just a half an inch higher on that one, would have been sent a long way. Instead, it's back to the batter's box with a 1-2 count. Bucs leading 1-0 in the bottom of the second inning here from Mulcahy Stadium. 1-2 pitch, breaking ball inside. These 2 teams played last night in the 4th of July doubleheader, splitting the series. Didn't count towards regular season play, but it's fun to see. Lots of good baseball. Sherman was the catcher for game number 1 of that series. 2 balls, 2 strikes. Next pitch. Breaking ball called strike 3 on the bottom outside corner. That's the first strikeout of the day for Peter Phillips, and there's 2 away quickly here in the second. So, Jaden Toki comes to the plate. Long Beach State University commit. Just wrapped up his high school career over in California. And now he'll try to get his bat going in this second month of the Alaska Baseball League season. Hasn't recorded a hit since June 18th. Taps his bat on his shoulder. The first pitch, fouled back. We've seen contact from Toki. Just has not been dropping into the right places. His glove is coming along. Had some trouble getting it to first base in time and cleanly through the first couple weeks of his time here this summer. Now looking a lot more comfortable in the field. No balls, 1 strike. Next pitch, breaking ball, called strike on the inner half. But obviously, Toki has a lot of potential. He's committed to play Division I baseball. Lit it up on the high school scene. Hit over 400 this past spring. Here's the 0-2. Popped in the air, right side, soars out of play. There's a reason that D1 teams pick up players, and it's not always about their skill or their output. A lot of times it's about their projectability. And Toki, you can tell, he's a very projectable player. He's a smart guy in the batter's box and a flashy glove as well. Here's the 0-2. Inside, Toki leans his shoulder away to avoid getting hit, and it's a 1-2.
And we saw Toki out there way before the game taking reps at third base, just working on his craft.
Yeah, it's been a weird pre-game setup for the Bucs this week. Here's the 1-2. Breaking ball just goes low. Usually it's required batting practice for everyone, but yesterday and today it was optional BP. We saw about 10 or 15 guys swing the bat, and then it's been a ton of focus on the infield, which makes sense. Bucs lead the league with 31 errors. It's been pretty much scattered throughout the team. Here's the 2-2. Toki fouls it back our direction. Oof.
Wow.
That one
was
just
the
under
closest
us. It ricocheted right back onto the field.
It's always Toki.
It's
What am
always
I
Toki,
saying?
yeah. He has fouled many off in our direction this season, but a healthy cut keeps it at a 2-2 count. Toki is one of the guys taking advantage of that infield practice, as you said. Also Landon Underhill, now at his new shortstop position. Here's the 2-2. Hit in the air towards center field. Charging in Andrew Becker, and the center fielder makes the grab for out number 3. Bucs go down quietly in the bottom of the second, 1-2-3, but they still lead 1-0 as we go to the third here at Mulcahy Stadium. Don't go anywhere. This is Anchorage Bucs baseball. To the top of the third here at Mulcahy Stadium. It's a 1-0 Bucs lead over the Pilots in a cloudy day for baseball. Saturday afternoon action. Had sun pretty much every day for most of the season. Today, though, it's clouds. Eli Buxton still in. First pitch on its way. That's down and outside in the dirt to Dylan Marks. Well, it took 2 innings for the Pilots to get through their 9 batters, but didn't have that much success. Just 1 single. It came from Jet Ruby, second batter of the day. 4 strikeouts so far for Buxton. 1-0, reaches high. Buxton entered today with 9 strikeouts. That total's now up to 13. He's looked more comfortable as the season has gone on. Makes sense for a young ball player. 2-0 pitch. Inside. Ooh. Marks lost his footing trying to bend away from getting hit in the shoulder. And all of a sudden, it's a 3-0 count.
That's a lookout
Yeah.
from one of my favorite old broadcasters, Ken Singleton.
3-0. Fastball down the middle. Marks was not swinging at that one. Held his half black, half light green bat right at his shoulder. And now he'll be a little bit more competitive on the 3-1. The pitch. Popped foul back. And it's a full count on Dylan Marks. Struck out looking in the first inning. The Lubbock Christian commit just wrapped up his career at Feather River College. Now will be playing Division II baseball next year. Here's the 3-2. Fastball popped in the air right side and goes out of play. The catcher Sherman tried to track that one down, but instead it'll be a souvenir for one of the fans here today.
Say the Pilots hitters are really making Buxton work a
Yeah.
lot of full count at bats.
Already up to 40 pitches on the day. You imagine maybe 1 or 2 more innings left in him. Another payoff pitch. Foul back. Just like Milo said, they're doing battle. Even if it ends in a strikeout, if you can make it a 9-10 pitch at bat, that's almost a win because you're sending the starter closer to exiting this game. Here's another payoff pitch. Fastball called, strike 3 down the middle. Dylan Marks caught looking at that one. He's been sent back to the dugout on backwards Ks twice today. And there's one away for Jet Ruby here in the top of the third.
Yeah, make that 5 Ks now for Eli Buxton. And although it's taken a while to get the hitters out, he's getting the job done in the end.
Lefty out of Fresno State. First pitch, grounded towards short. Underhill moves to his left and throws in time. Nice play by the newly converted shortstop for the Bucs. It was on the ground, took a couple of late bounces, but Underhill fields it cleanly, and there's 2 away quickly here in the third.
Yeah, keyword quickly. That was a really nice at-bat from Eli Buxton, the pitcher. Just jam him in, force weak contact, and just like that kind of makes up for that long at-bat that Marks had.
Andrew Becker at the plate. First pitch hit high in the air towards left field. Chasing back is Siselski, and he makes the grab right in front of the line. 1-2-3. The Bucs defense works here in the top of the third. They lead 1-0 as they head to bat here in the bottom of inning number 3. Don't go anywhere. This is Anchorage Bucs baseball. Back here at Mulcahy Stadium, it's 1-0. Bucs lead over the Pilots. To the bottom of the third we go. Kai McGarry leads things off. First pitch to the leadoff man, breaking ball. And he held his swing out, so it's a 1-0 count. Well, McGarry's gotten a lot better at that. A couple of weeks ago, he's swinging at all those breaking pitches into the lefty's batter's box, but we see him holding back his swing a lot more, and that's led to a lot more productive at-bats. 1 ball, no strike. Next pitch, fastball, just misses low and outside. McGarry grounded out to short to start off the day for the Bucs. His second time up to bat here today. Both teams sent 9 batters to the plate through the first 2 innings. The difference, 1 run came across the plate for the Bucs. Landon Underhill back in inning number 1. 2-0 offering. Fastball this time. It clips the outside, and it's a 2-1 count. It's a very weird first inning. Bucs got a double, single, but no run was scored off a hit. Instead, it was a wild pitch that Underhill came in to score on. And that's the difference so far. 2-1. Breaking ball down at the plate.
Nice to see McGarry take that pitch there and really changes the at-bat. Of course, 3-1, 2-2. I think the biggest difference in a count in baseball. So he laid off on the breaking ball. Maybe expect the heat to come back.
Head in the count, 3 balls, 1 strike. Next pitch, swung on and missed. Fastball inside. So, McGarry works his way to a full count here at Mulcahy Stadium. Clouds overlooking, a small crowd to watch the Bucs and the Pilots in Anchorage battle here on this Saturday afternoon. Kai McGarry trying to get the offense going here in the bottom of the third for the Bucs. Long wait, and the 3-2. Swung on and missed outside breaking ball. And just like that, there's 1 away here in inning number 3.
Yeah, It was varied up by Phillips. He went outside, inside a couple more times, and then came back out. And it's hard as the hitter to pick up the ball because when you're using all parts of the plate as a pitcher, that's what you want.
So there's no one on for James Provencio, the 2-man. He waves his black bat behind his left shoulder, and the first pitch. Hit in the air towards left center field. Drifting back is Rodriguez, and he makes the grab for out number 2. So Rodriguez made up some ground quickly out there in left field and makes the grab for out number 2.
Yeah, and Provencio goes to the opposite field for the second time of the day. First time he doubled down the line. This time had it up in the air just a bit longer, and it was easy for Rodriguez in the end. But solid contact.
So it's up to Landon Underhill to keep this inning going. First pitch to the shortstop. Fastball just misses low. Underhill has rotated around positions this season for the Bucs, but now he seemed to find his home at shortstop for the time being. Is mainly a second baseman and center fielder. That's where he'll likely be playing at Dallas Baptist next year. As Phillips looks in, fires the 1-0. Hit to center field on a line. Coming in, making the grab is Becker for out number 3. So 1-2-3. The Bucs go down quietly in the bottom of the third, but still lead 1-0. We go to the 4th here at Mulcahy Stadium. Don't go anywhere. This is Anchorage Bucs baseball. To the top of the 4th we go here at Mulcahy Stadium. A 1-0 Bucs lead over the Pilots here in Anchorage, Alaska. A cloudy day, some sun poking through just above the right field wall, but mostly gray clouds overhead. Luckily, the rain has held off, so it's been a perfect temperature, actually. Players gained some cool off compared to last night's hot sunny games here on the 4th of July. Eli Buxton stays in for a 4th inning of work. First pitch to Adam Burkholz, a fastball high. 1-0 the count on the catcher tonight for the Pilots. It's a really good bat, so when he's not catching, he's usually the DH. Here's the 1-0, just taken low. Burkholz hitting a very impressive .359 on the season. That's good for 3rd in the league. Bucs have just one guy in the top 5 for batting average. That's James Provencio. 2-0. Fastball clips the inner third. 2-1 the counts. If you go back a couple weeks, the Bucs had 3 or 4 of the top 5 in batting average, but just so many guys have gone on mini slumps or big slumps. Here's the 2-1. Popped in the air, left side. Sherman tracking it in foul territory and makes the grab for out number 1.
That one was up there for a while. Sherman two-handed it to be safe, about 10 feet behind the 3rd base foul line. So really nice job by Sherman. You know, that's what you practice early on in like a spring training type aspect, those high fly pop-ups in the infield, and Sherman was pretty textbook there.
Nice play for the Gonzaga catcher. Brings Carter Freeland to the plate, a 5-hitter. Struck out swinging Here's next pitch. Just hits the outside for a strike. 0-1 the count. Buxton's looked good against both the left and right-handed hitters for the Pilots tonight. Much more balanced lineup for the Pilots. Here's the 0-1. Bounced in front of the plate about 3 feet ahead of home, so evens out the count at 1 apiece. The Bucs, meanwhile, all year it's been a lot of lefties. They love those lefty bats. It worked early on. Recently, mixed results, but when those bats come along, it's very dangerous. 1-1 pitch. Fouled back. Bounced right behind home plate by Freeland. And just like that, it's a 1-2 count. Freeland, a recent commit to play at the University of New Orleans in the fall. Was originally committed to Memphis. Here's the 1-2. Swung on and missed outside breaking ball from Eli Buxton. That's strikeout number 6 for the ASU right-hander. And there's 2 away here in inning number 4.
Wow. I mean, he is feeling it with his stuff on the hill tonight. Eli Buxton is looking brilliant with that fastball especially. We knew he was going to go to the fastball a whole bunch today, but he's just proven us right.
Everything working today for Buxton. First pitch to Hunter Klotz. Bounce towards the visitors' dugout here at Mulcahy Stadium.
Could still see Klotz with a little bit of a limp.
Yeah, he fouled the bouncer off of his right foot back in inning number 2. Ended up striking out that at bat. 0-1. Check swing. He didn't go around. 1-1 the count. Klotz, one of these 6 strikeouts. The only player who's struck out multiple times. Well, there's 2 of them now. Freeland and Marks. But everyone's been swinging against Buxton. Here's the 1-1. Fouled back. Just 1 hit for the Pilots. You have to go all the way back to the second batter of the day. Jet Ruby. A nice single in the first. Since then, a couple of walks, but mainly just a ton of outs for this Pilots team. As a team, they entered today hitting just .212. Here's the 1-2. Called strike 3 on the outside corner. Eli Buxton with 7 strikeouts through 4 innings of work. He is dicing up the Pilots, and the Bucs keep a 1-0 lead going to the bottom of inning number 4. Don't go anywhere. This is Anchorage Bucs baseball. A pitcher's duel here at Mulcahy Stadium, and the Bucs, they're winning it right now, up 1-0 over the Pilots as we go to the bottom of the 4th. Peter Phillips hasn't been as flashy necessarily as Eli Buxton has, but he's making it work, and he's retired 7 straight batters dating back to the first inning. Tried to keep that going here in inning number 4 against the heart of the lineup. Luke Taylor comes to the plate. We were talking about his bat during the break here. It's one of the more interesting bats you'll see in the entire Alaska Baseball League. As Phillips looks in, fires first pitch, breaking ball outside. So it has the usual black bottom of it with some white tape at the where Taylor handles it. But then you have this checkered kind of wooden flare with some black scattered on it. It's a very pretty bat. It's been working for Taylor. Here's the 1-0, breaking pitch. just misses low.
It is. And, it kind of looks like a piece of furniture.
It does. That's a good description. Maybe a slightly worn down piece of furniture.
Yeah,
It's
but
been
it's
scratched a couple
stylish,
times.
It's like on purpose.
On a bat, it looks
Right.
good. 2 balls, no strikes. Next pitch. Foul off to the right side.
The
Taylor's,
swing, yeah.
he's had to use a couple bats,
Yeah.
broken a couple. And obviously, as a player, you like to have your one bat, your signature bat, but it seems like every time Taylor gets a new one, it's a slightly different style. So he's open to trying different things, trying to work on his swing. Singled back in the first, got all the way around the third, but was stranded there. Here's the next pitch. Popped up behind home plate. Catcher Bergholt drops his mask and makes the grab for out number 1. Sent that one flying into the air, but only made its way about 20 feet to the right of home plate. It's an easy play for Bergholt. And there's one away for Austin Gamel.
That's the second pop out to catchers. Sherman did his job well, and now the catcher for the Pilots doing his job as well.
Keeping the 2 position busy here tonight. Gamel antsy in the lefty's batter's box, away in the first pitch. Here it comes. Breaking ball taken inside. Cooper Soselski on deck. Logan Yule in the hole here for the Bucs in inning number 4 of action. Bucs want some insurance, only up 1-0 off of first inning run. Here's the 1-0. Breaks a little bit low.
When Gamel takes a pitch, he sort of takes a few steps with it, too. He sees it into the glove, and then he takes a step. Not like the Soto shuffle, but like a little extra movement. It's like a fraction of it.
2 balls, no strikes. Next pitch from Gamel. Bounce down the first base line. Phillips comes on and scoops to first in time. So nice play by the pitcher. It was kind of seen whether it was going to be his ball or the first baseman Klotz's, but it ended up kind of slowing down to the right of the pitcher's mound, and a nice play by Phillips to get out number 2.
Yeah, and that was almost going to be a no man's land there in between first and the pitcher, but yeah, Phillips bounced off the mound quickly.
So, 2 quick outs. Cooper Soselski at the plate. Bucs haven't recorded a hit since inning number 1 when they had back-to-back base hits. First pitch, called strike on the outside corner. Soselski grounded out in that first inning. So, he's still trying for his first reach today. Here's the 0-1. Breaking ball, bounce back. Soselski's been in and out player in the starting lineups. He's played in 3 of the last 7 regular season games for Anchorage. I guess you can call that 4 for 8 now. So just about an every other day starter here for the Bucs. No balls, 2 strikes on the left fielder. He taps his hand on the bat and now solidifies it for the 0-2. Here it comes. Fastball grounded up the middle. Marks takes it, throws to first in time. It's like a weird ricochet off the pitcher's mound, but doesn't matter. Dylan Marks there for the play, and that brings the bottom of the 4th to a close. Bucs have gone 1-2-3 in 3 straight innings, but still lead 1-0. We head to the 5th here at Mulcahy Stadium. It's the Bucs 1, the Pilots nothing. Don't go anywhere. This is Anchorage Bucs baseball. Back here at Mulcahy Stadium, top of inning number 5, Eli Buxton still into the game, and why not? The right-hander has been firing so far. 7 strikeouts through 4 innings of work, has almost matched his season total of 9. If he can get 2 in here in the 5th, he would do so. And he has to do it against the 7, 8, and 9 hitters, beginning with Landon Teasing, the third baseman out of Kent State. Buxton looks in for the sign from Reese Sherman, gets one he likes, and fires the first pitch. Fastball high and inside, 1-0 the count. Teasing walked back in inning number 2, got around to second base, but was stranded there. He's the furthest on the base pass any Pilots player has got it. 1-0. Fastball on one bounce past the third baseman Toki, and that's a nice piece of hitting by Landon Teasing to get aboard. Toki had a nice play at it, but it just was an inch too far to the right. Landon Underhill backed him up, got it before it sailed into the outfield. But there's one on with no outs here to start off inning number 5 for the Pilots. Brings Ryan Christensen to the plate. That's the first hit since the first inning for the Pilots. Jet Ruby in inning number 1. First pitch popped high in the air behind home plate. Reese Sherman drops his helmet and makes the grab. So a nice play by the catcher. Third pop out to a catcher we've seen here today. They've been busy, and there's one away. Christensen has just not had his bat. Still trying for his first hit of the season. It won't come there. And there's one on with one away for B.J. Rodriguez. The left-hander twirls his bat, and here's the first pitch, taken low and inside. Landon Teasing singled to start off the inning. He's over at first base before Ryan Christensen popped out to the catcher. And that's how things have gone quickly here. Next pitch, fastball outside. 2 balls and no strikes on B.J. Rodriguez. Fresno State product, has been a very impressive two-way player. Been one of the best pitchers. Here's the next pitch. Hit in the air towards left field. Siselski goes back on the warning track, looks up, jumps, and can't make the grab. It bounces in front of him. Into third base, Landon Teasing, they're sending him home. The throw is not in time. It bounces in front of Reese Sherman, and that's an RBI double for B.J. Rodriguez. He advances to third on the throw, and we are all tied up at 1 here in the top of the 5th inning.
Wow, I mean, that one just kept carrying. We've seen it time and time again here at Mulcahy Stadium. The ball out to left just keeps on going, and Siselski's been the guy multiple times, too. He almost had a play at it, but it bounced high off the wall. So it's been a great outing for Buxton as Joe Silva comes out of the dugout, but something to really look back on and be proud of yourself about.
So Buxton goes 4 1/3 innings before Silva takes the ball from him, and there's a pitching change here in the top of the 5th from Mulcahy Stadium. With that, we'll step aside for a second and be back in just a moment. Don't go anywhere. This is Anchorage Bucs Baseball.
Pitching change here at Mulcahy Stadium as we stay in the top of the 5th inning. The Pilots threatening have already tied up the game at 1 apiece, and the go-ahead run, DJ Rodriguez, is over at third. An excellently hit ball out to left center field, bounced off the wall, and he gets all the way to third on it. Grady Ferris comes into the game for the Bucs, making his 7th appearance of the year, a 4.26 ERA and a 1-0 record. Top the lineup, Dylan Marks takes the first pitch for a strike. Half swing at that one. He held back, but doesn't matter, into the zone. Ferris was really good through his first 5 appearances of the season, and then had a mixed day against the Pilots just last week. Here's the 0-1, breaking pitch high.
Infield has come in as the Bucs defense trying to cut off that run at third. Rodriguez.
Rodriguez represents the go-ahead run. Bucs have led all game. Here's the 1-1. Breaking ball in there for a strike. 1-2 the count on Marks. Ferris on July 2nd gave up 4 hits, 4 runs off of 2 2-run shots, but he did have 7 strikeouts against this Pilots team. So he knows how to get strikeouts against them. They've also hit some big bombs against Ferris. Here's the 1-2. Marks takes outside. So we'll see which side of the Pilots offense can come up today. 1 away, runner at third base. Landon Teasing's already scored a run this inning. He made it a 1-1 ball game. Long wait. Here's the 2-2. Fastball popped back. Ricocheted off the press box wood right in front of us. So, good battle. Scoreboard shows 2 balls, 3 strikes. Now, that will go back to 2-2. Next one, breaking pitch. Called strike 3 on the top outside corner. Dylan Marks can't believe the call, but a very well-placed pitch from Grady Ferris. And there's 2 away. A huge strikeout there.
Yeah, that's paint from Ferris. So, he was striking out people left and right his last outing. I believe he had 7 of them out of the bullpen. So, yes, he gave up the homers, but his strikeout stuff is back today.
7 Ks in 3 innings. Not bad at all. Brings Jet Ruby to the plate. First pitch, bounce towards first. Easy for Gamel, who grabs it on a low hop and beats Ruby to the bag. And that brings the top of the 5th to the close. Runner stranded at third base, but not before 1 run comes across the plate. Landon Teasing scores on a big hit from BJ Rodriguez. And we're all knotted up at 1, heading to the bottom of the 5th. Don't go anywhere. This is Anchorage Bucs Baseball. To the home half of the 5th here at Mulcahy Stadium. Just like that, it's a brand new ball game, all knotted up at 1 between the Anchorage Glacier Pilots and the Anchorage Bucs here on a cloudy Saturday afternoon of baseball. 5:11 local time here in Alaska. Thank you so much for joining us alongside Milo Hoffman. My name is Alex Burstein. Peter Phillips is in for another inning of work, his 5th of the day, trying to become a qualified pitcher. He'll need his offense to get a run or 2 in the 6th if he really wants to contend for a win. 7, 8, and 9 hitters for the Bucs, beginning with Logan Ewell. The lefty waves his bat. First pitch. Line right side. Will it stay fair? It does. Bounces right next to the line. Ewell around first base. He could try for 3. Joe Silva holds him up, and that's a stand-up double for Logan Ewell to start off inning number 5. Turned on a pitch, sent it looping down the right field line and just stayed fair. And the go-ahead runs in scoring position here in the 5th.
Yeah, I mean, that was ripped. We've seen him do that before. He had a triple down the right field line a couple days ago. So good to see his extra base hits come around here for Logan.
Yule with a hit in now 6 of the last 7 games. He's been extra impressive for the Bucs as of recent. Reese Sherman coming to the plate. Chance to give the Bucs back the lead with an RBI. Phillips looks towards second base, stares at Yule, now fires. First pitch, Sherman bounces it off his leg, foul, 0-1 the count. Jaden Toki on deck, Kai McGarry in the hole. These are the guys you want coming to the plate. The top of the lineup just around the corner here for the Bucs as they try to get back the lead. Led 1-0 for the first 4 innings. Pilots tied it up in the top half of this frame. 3 hits apiece for both of these teams. Infield comes in, Sherman shows bunt, pulls it away on a low breaking ball. See the first baseman Klotz come way in. He's about 15 feet in front of the first base bag. Over at third, Landon teasing a little bit in, not as much, and then you have the middle infielders playing a lot further back. 1 ball, 1 strike on Sherman. This time looks like he might be swinging all the way. Here's the pitch. Bounce back to the pitcher Phillips, gloves it high and throws to first in time on the underhand scoop. But Sherman does advance Logan Yule to third base, and the go-ahead run is now 90 feet away with 1 out here in the bottom of the 5th.
Yeah, it's exactly what you want to do. You know, Reese Sherman showed bunt earlier in the at-bat, but a ground ball to the right side is the same exact thing.
So a big opportunity here for Jaden Toki. The third baseman 0 for 1 today. A hit gives the Bucs back the lead. Whole infield is in. Here's the first pitch. Toki takes a fastball for a strike. You see everyone, first, second, third base, and the shortstop with the front of their feet on the grass part of the turf here at Mulcahy Stadium. 0-1 from Phillips, swung on and missed. Toki got a tiny piece of it, but it went straight into the glove of Bergholt, and quickly an 0-2 counts.
Just got to get the ball in the air here. Head it in the air towards the outfield. Bring home the go-ahead run.
Anything to the outfield, likely scoring a run. It's Logan Yule at third. 0-2. Popped in the air, high towards right field. Will be playable for Christensen. He grabs it, tagging up from third is Yule. Here's the throw. Not in time. Logan Yule slides in smoothly, and it's a 2-1 Bucs lead in the bottom of the 5th. Sacrifice fly from Jaden Toki, and just like that, the Bucs back on top, 2-1.
Really nice job by Toki. Just got it in the air, and that's what small ball is. A double, move him over, bring him home, and take the lead.
It's a nice night for hitters. The wind not blowing out too heavy, but perfect temperature, around 60 degrees here in Anchorage. 2-1, Bucs lead over the Pilots. First pitch inside to Kai McGarry, 1-0 the count. Bucs trying to break a 5-game skid. Pilots, meanwhile, they've lost 1 in a row. Winner of this game takes second place in the Alaska Baseball League standings. Kai McGarry waves his bat. Here's the 1-0. Swung on and missed on a slow-moving breaking ball. Evens out the count at 1 apiece. McGarry 0 for 2 today. Grounded out in the first, struck out in the third. He's one of the top hitters in the league. 4th in RBIs with 12. However, in the 1 spot, not as many chances to do that. 1 ball, 1 strike. Here's the next offering. Breaking ball, check swing. They say McGarry went all the way around. That's the pitch that's worked so well for Phillips against the leadoff man tonight. McGarry's just been reaching on those outside curves that end up in the opposing batter's box. 1 ball, 2 strikes, 2 away. Phillips trying to get out of the inning with just 1 run given up. Here's the pitch. Lined left side and down for a base hit. Sharp contact from Kai McGarry. He's around first, at least in the second base. He'll hold up there, and a very nice piece of hitting from the leadoff man has a runner in scoring position for the Bucs once again here in inning number 5.
That was just hammered off the bat of McGarry. So hard it went off the wall over there in left field. BJ Rodriguez cannot cut it off, but Kai McGarry now 2 straight days of 2 really hard hit balls.
Hit a home run last night over the center field wall, 400 feet for McGarry. This time, not quite as far, but still a very, very well hit baseball. James Revencio at the plate. He has a chance for an RBI here. McGarry with a big lead off of second base. And the first pitch. Outside. Ooh, late call from home plate umpire Brandon Schmidt. It's a strike. Just hit the bottom outside corner. Everyone had started to move. Looked like it was going to go to a 1-0 count. Instead, it's 0-1. Kai McGarry with a few strides off of second base. Bucs already with 1 in this inning. Here's the 0-1. Breaking low. Logan Ewell doubled the start off this inning. He came home 2 batters later on a sacrifice fly from Jaden Toki. The Bucs hoping they can do the same thing here with a different pair of batter and hitter. 1 ball, 1 strike. Bucs with 4 hits today to take the 2-1 lead. A bird flies in front of home plate. Here's the 1-1. Line right side and caught by the third baseman Landon Teasy. Sharply hit ball, but Teasing gets on his knees and makes the grab inches above the turf here, and that brings the bottom of the 5th to a close. The Bucs get the go-ahead run. A sacrifice fly from Jaden Toki gives the Anchorage Bucs a 2-1 lead. Don't go anywhere. This is Anchorage Bucs baseball. We'll turn things to Milo in just a second.
Welcome back to Mulcahy Stadium. Grady Ferris still on the hill for the Bucs. First pitch is inside, and it's 1-0 to Andrew Beckert, center fielder today for the Pilots. 2-1 Bucs on top. Trying to get back in the win column. Ferris deals, strike called on the inside corner, and it's 1-1. Offense has been better today than it has been as of late. Pitch is swung on, high sky in the infield. Pitcher Ferris is there, now called off by Toki, the third baseman, who makes the one-handed grab. And there's one quick out here in the top of the 6th. Grady Ferris called ball real loud. We could hear it from up here in the booth. Then Toki at the last second called him off. Normally you don't want your pitchers making that play, so Toki took the reins.
Yeah, and I love Ferris's reaction in that. He backs off of it, and then he kind of holds his palms in front of him, is just going along with Toki's movement, and he's happy to be supported by his defense right there.
Pitch swung on, lofted high in the air towards right field, but playable for Logan Ewell. Drifts over to his left, and he makes the grab. So 2 quick outs here for Grady Ferris in the top of the 6th. Really working quickly and getting his defense involved. So good stuff from Grady Ferris here. Has been real solid out of the bullpen all year long for the Bucs. Now it brings up the catcher, or make that the DH, Carter Freeland. Splits time at catcher with the guy who just flew out, Adam Burkholz. Ferris comes set. There's the pitch. In there for a strike. And it's 0-1.
Well, Ferris now the pitcher of record. He'd love to add a win to his total.
The offering a wave and a miss. 0-2 now on Carter Freeland. Who struck out twice today. Once in the 2nd and once in the 4th. Grady trying to go for a quick 1-2-3 inning here in the top of the 6th. Long pause. Gets the sign from Sherman. Now he twirls and comes home upstairs. 1-2 now. set at the belt already. Oh, he kicks and deals. Here's the 1-2 pitch. Bounce in the dirt. 2-2. Nice block by Reese Sherman. Interesting defensive positioning today for the Bucs. We talked about it. Austin Gamel over at first for the first time. Provencio at second. Not a position he normally plays. Here's the 2-2 pitch. High and wide. So it's 3-2 now on Carter Freeland. And, of course, Landon Underhill taking over at shortstop for Grant Haas in the meantime. So 3 guys who are playing positions that you're not normally used to seeing. Payoff pitch coming to Carter Freeland. Here it is, and it's inside. It was an off-speed from Ferris. Didn't have too much bite, so Freeland will take his bag. 1 on with 2 outs here for the Pilots in the top of the 6th.
Not to mention the middle infield playing really deep right now. They're practically in the grass part of the turf. Imagine they might move in a tad bit, try to get double play positioning here. Well, I guess you don't need it with 2 outs, but still trying to maybe get that force at second.
Harris comes home, a check swing, he went around, and it's Hunter Klotz the hitter. So 0-1 now on the first baseman, who also struck out twice. Eli Buxton was racking up the Ks during his start, had 7 of them. Freeland leads off first. Ferris comes home, a foul ball. So it's quickly 0-2 now on Klotz. No balls, 2 strikes, 2 outs here, top 6. Bucs have a 2-1 lead. Trying to snap a big losing streak, a 5-game losing streak. Freeland takes his lead off first base. Here's the 0-2 pitch in the dirt. Freeland takes off. Sherman gobbles and does not have a throw. Bounced up the first baseline about 10 feet away from home plate, but Freeland was off and jumping the second it hit the dirt. So now runner in scoring position for the Pilots. Here top 6 with 2 outs. Grady Ferris still just has to focus on the hitter. He's ahead in the count 1-2. Hunter Klotz digs in. Right on left matchup here. Takes a look at the runner at second. Now he comes home. Pitch. High. 2-2 now. Overcast day here at Mulcahy Stadium. A decent sized crowd on hand. Nothing like yesterday's 4th of July mix, but still a good number down the right and left field line. Still the Battle of Anchorage, so they get double the amount of people. 2-2 pitch inside, and that hit him. That hit Hunter Klotz's left foot. So Carter Freeland was already running towards third. It was a dead ball. Now first and second for the Peas with 2 outs here in the top of the 6th.
Yeah, it ends up benefiting the Bucs actually because you don't have a runner all the way to third base. Definitely some iffy control here from Ferris after he looked so strong to start. He got the good contact, and now we're going to see a mound visit here from Izzy Fuentes.
Reese Sherman, the catcher. Izzy Fuentes going to go check on the pitcher, Grady Ferris, who plays with the ball in his right hand. He looked so good to start off the inning. All of a sudden, a walk and then a hit by pitch, and you're right. If that wasn't a hit by pitch and it got back, it would have been runners on the corners. Instead, Carter Freeland, the DH, had to hold up at second. He would have been in time to third easily. So, still first and second, 2 outs for the Pilots, trying to tie this game back up or perhaps take the lead. The hitter is Landon Teasing, the third baseman today. Actually acts as the go-ahead run by 2. The go-ahead run is at first base in Klotz. Brandon Schmidt, the home plate umpire, goes to break up the meeting on the mound. We're just about set to get resumed here at Mulcahy Stadium. 2-1 Bucs on top here in the top of the 6th. Grady Ferris in his 2nd inning of relief out of the pen. Comes set high at the belt. Peers in for the sign. Here's the pitch. Swung on and hit in the air towards center field. Playable for McGarry. Now he comes in a few steps, adjusts, and makes the grab. So Ferris works into and out of trouble here in the top of the 6th. 2 runners left on base for the Pilots. We'll go to the home half. Bucs up 2-1 here at Mulcahy Stadium. We'll be right back. It's Bucs baseball. Back here at Mulcahy Stadium as we head to the home half of the 6th inning. Bucs on top 2-1. And off to face a new pitcher, Achille Robello for the Glacier Pilots, making his 5th appearance of the regular season. Actually has a save to his name in 10 2/3 innings with a 5.91 ERA and 11 strikeouts to go along with it. Tall righty on the mound. And his first challenge is Landon Underhill, shortstop for the Bucs. Here's the kick and the deal. Swung on, ripped up the middle. Shortstop Marks does not have a play. It trickles into center field. A leadoff single for Landon Underhill here in the home half of the 6th. Just right back from where it came. Ripped up the middle. A 4-hopper towards center field, and it split the shortstop. So leadoff man on for the Bucs, exactly what you want.
Yeah, first pitch turning on it is perfect and not exactly great for the confidence of Robello. Now, the Pilots defense has to do some work because you don't want to get this to more than a 1-run deficit with how your offense has been playing.
It doesn't get easier. Here's Luke Taylor, the DH today. Underhill takes his lead off first base. Robello comes home. Taylor takes a strike on the inside corner. And it's 0-1 on Taylor. So far today, 1 for 2 with a single back in the first. He flew out to the catcher back in the 4th inning. Catchers have been getting the work in today. Both Sherman and Burkholt, 2 putouts each. 0-1's the count on Luke Taylor. Underhill takes his lead off first base. Robello, long pause. Here's the pitch. Just clipped the outside corner for a strike. And it's 0-2, a fastball that just froze Taylor. Would not be surprised if we see Underhill take off here. No outs. Try to get into scoring position. Bucs up just 2-1 in the bottom of the 6th. Robello set at the chest. Now peers in. Here's the 0-2 pitch, high and wide. 1-2.
I feel like the Bucs have been a little more hesitant with their base running during this losing streak. Earlier in the year, when they were winning a ton, you'd see Underhill and McGarry take off pretty much first or second pitch as soon as they got on base pass. Just has not happened here as recent.
Yeah, and maybe some limitation from Joe Silva. Doesn't want to risk it too much. When you get runners on, it's such a prized thing. 1-2 pitch, a check swing, fouled back. A late hack from Luke Taylor. So when you're struggling offensively, you don't want to risk getting thrown out on the base paths.
Nope.
Now, of course, the Bucs have so many speedy guys, like Landon Underhill is one of them, but now you got one on with nobody out and one of your best hitters up in Luke Taylor. Underhill already taken his lead before Robello even comes set. Now he's ready. 1-2 on Luke Taylor. Runner goes. Pitch is swung on, flied foul, right side, way out of play. So Underhill going to have to track back to first base. Still 1-2 on the DH. Taylor came into the day hitting .246 on the season. 13 RBIs to his name. So one of the leaders in the ABL in that category. He's cooled off just a bit. He got out of the gate so hot. 3 quick homers. Hasn't hit one in just about 2 weeks now, though. Oh boy, this would be a great time for one. Counts 1-2 on Taylor. Underhill takes his lead off first base. Here's the pitch. Swung on, hit on the ground, second base. Ruby fields, fires to first in time. Underhill advances to second on the play. There's a nice play from Ruby. Had to drift to his left a couple steps. And he made the play in the end, though. So runner in scoring position now for the Bucs with 1 gone in the bottom of the 6th.
Yeah, Ruby's been a really impressive fielder. Of course, Bucs will be happy to get a runner into scoring position, but that's a ball that a lot of second basemen will just see drift into right field. But nice stop and able to get the throw off in time as well.
So now it's Austin Gamel. First baseman today for the Bucs. His first start over at first this season. He played second yesterday in the 4th of July doubleheader. Robello gets the sign. Underhill off second. Here's the pitch. In there for a strike, and it's 0-1. Gamel so far today is 0 for 2 with a fielder's choice ground out in the 1st. And then another ground out to the pitcher back in the 4th inning. Hasn't actually registered a regular season hit since June 13th. Those doubleheaders yesterday did not count towards the stats of the ABL season. Underhill off second here. Counts 0-1 on Gamel. Here's the pitch. Lofted foul, left side, out of play. So 0-2 quickly on the first baseman.
The one thing you don't want here is a strikeout because that has no chance to advance Underhill to third, especially with that slightly weaker bottom half of the lineup for the Bucs. You want to get Underhill as far as possible into scoring position.
0-2 on Austin. Orbello takes a long pause, dangles out his right arm. Now comes set at the belt. Wiggles his front foot. Everyone's ready. Counts 0-2 on Austin Gamel. Here's the pitch. Swung on, chopped on the ground. Right side scooped by Klotz, the first baseman. He runs to the bag in time. A nice play by Hunter Klotz over there at first. Took the high hop and gloved it. So 2 gone here. Underhill advances to third on the play. Bottom of the 6th. Bucs still up 2-1, trying to tack on another. Cooper Soselski now the hitter for the Anchorage Bucs. 2 ground outs, both to short. Trying to break out of a little offensive slide on his end as well. This entire Bucs squad is. Orbello set. There's the pitch. Fought off foul right side. Bounces back into the field of play, but a foul. So 0-1 quickly on Soselski. Decent sized crowd on hand here today, but not nearly as much as yesterday. Clouds above us. First time we've seen clouds in quite a while. I mean, my goodness, it's always sunshine. Not complaining at all, but it gets hot and sweaty up here in the booth. Don't need to worry about any sunglasses today. Orbello set. Counts 0-1 on Cooper Soselski. Here's the pitch. Swung on, fouled back. 0-2 now on the left fielder. I'll tell you, Soselski is really involved on the defensive side of things. Has a couple putouts today, and then B.J. Rodriguez hit a double off the wall. Soselski was a tick late on a potential catch at the wall. Couldn't come up with it. He's had a couple of those this season already. 0-2, 2 outs here. Landon Underhill leads off third base. Bucs up 2-1. Orbello takes a pause. Now comes Sohm, high and in on the fastball. So 1-2 now. Joe Silva, third base coach over there, looks really relaxed, has his hands in his pockets. With the runner on third, you don't have as much work to do. It's kind of simple, especially with 2 outs. A hit? Well, that'll bring home Underhill. That's what Soselski wants to do. Counts 1-2. Here's the pitch. Soselski lifts it high in the air towards right field. Christensen drifts back. Now he comes in a few steps, and he makes the grab. So the Bucs strand Underhill over at third base. Still lead 2-1 here at Mulcahy Stadium. No runs, 1 hit, and 1 man left on base. We'll go to the 7th. It's 2-1 Bucs. We'll be right back. Don't go anywhere. Back here at Mulcahy Stadium as we head to the 7th inning of action here in Anchorage, Alaska. Battle of Anchorage. Glad you're joining us. Milo Hoffman and Alex Burstein with you. Still Grady Ferris on the hill for the Bucs in his 3rd inning of relief. Took over for Eli Buxton, the starter, who did really, really well through 4 2/3 innings with 7 strikeouts. Oh boy, he has strikeout stuff. Hitter is Ryan Christensen, the right fielder. He looks at a fastball high and wide, so it's 1-0 now. Christensen so far today is 0 for 1 with a walk back in the 2nd inning. Pitch outside, 2-0. Overcast skies here at Mulcahy. Wind blowing out to right field now. Normally it's out to left, and it was the case earlier in the game when Rodriguez hit his long double. Christensen fouls one back to the screen back here. Oh, it's 2-1. There's been a lot of foul balls back here towards the broadcast booth. I can count on my fingers like 4 of them now. So, hitters are trying to attack us. We didn't do anything. 2-0. Breaking ball just outside. 3-0. Ferris trying to command that off-speed pitch. He's been going to it a couple times here today. Here's the 3-1 pitch. Swing and a miss. 3-2. So full count now on Ryan Christensen, leadoff man for the Pilots here in the top of the 7th. Here's the pitch, a cut and a miss. Got him on strikes. Grady Ferris walks off the mound, and there's one gone here in the top of the 7th. Just a wave and a miss, fooled him there. Perhaps off speed from Grady Ferris working off of that fastball. So now the man who hit the double, BJ Rodriguez, is up. Other than the double, he grounded out back in the 2nd inning. Ferris comes home, a bunt shown down the third base line. Ferris bounces off the mound, twirls, throws, not in time. Rodriguez laid it down, dead in the ball down the third baseline. Ferris did well to hop off the mound. He had to spin, throw to first just a foot late. Nice chance though, nice effort from Ferris, but no cigar for him. So now 1 on with 1 out here in the top of the 7th. BJ Rodriguez takes his lead off first base. Top of the lineup, Dylan Marks. A pitch, bounced in the dirt. Nice block from Sherman. 1-0 count. It's Dylan Marks who rocks the torpedo bat. High turquoise color, followed by the black towards the handle. Rodriguez takes the lead off first. Here's the pitch, swung on, lifted in the air towards right field. That'll make the bleachers out of play. So 1-1 now on Rodriguez. His double back in the 5th inning just kept on carrying out to left field. It brought home a run. 2-1, Bucs on top though. Here's the pitch, swung on, hit softly towards the right side of the infield. Provencio drifts over, throws to first. Advancing to second is BJ Rodriguez. So there's 2 outs now. Runner in scoring position for the Pilots. It's the tying run in the top of the 7th. Very softly hit off the end of the bat from Dylan Marks, who is now 0 for 4 on the evening. Jet Ruby now the hitter for the Pilots. Second baseman today. Ferris set. Right on left matchup. Runner on second. Here's the pitch. In there for a strike. 0-1 now. Nice pitch from Grady. He really is a lot better and more effective when he establishes the strike zone early in the count. 0-1, 0-2. As is many pitchers. Pitch down in the dirt. Bounces away from Sherman across the third baseline. Rodriguez advances to third. Now finally Sherman finds it, but 10 feet behind the pitcher, Grady Ferris, who was covering home plate. So now runner on third for the Pilots. It's the tying run and BJ Rodriguez.
Now we've seen wild pitches hurt both teams so far today. One scored a run for the Bucs back in the 1st inning. And you talked about establishing the fast zone. It's really just establishing that fastball for Ferris, because when that pitch is on, it works so well for him. You don't have to get fancy, especially with how your defense has been playing today.
Now Ferris comes set, trying to work out of this jam. Counts 1-1. Pitch swung on, hit high in the air towards left field. Soselski's there, over to his right, and he makes the grab. So Grady Ferris works out of the jam. They leave BJ Rodriguez stranded at third base after he got on with a bunt single, and we head to the 7th inning. It's stretch time here at Mulcahy Stadium. Bucs on top 2-1. We'll be right back. Thanks for joining us. Back here at Mulcahy Stadium. Glad you're joining us on an overcast day in Anchorage, Alaska. Milo Hoffman and Alex Burstein on hand. We head to the bottom of the 7th. The Bucs are on top 2-1. It's been a pitcher's duel all evening long. Leadoff man for the Bucs, Logan Ewell, going to try to find some offense for the home side Bucs. Still Kelly Robello on the hill for the Pilots. First pitch down low. 1-0 now on the right fielder. Logan so far today is 1 for 2. A ripping double back in the 5th inning, came around to score. Actually the go-ahead run right now. Robello twirls and deals. Pitch is fought off foul left side. So it's 1-1 now on Ewell. He has a lot of pop down right field. It goes opposite sometimes, but his pull power is something. Has a triple this season, that double, a grand slam out to right. Slugging stuff. 1-1 on him right now. Robello long pause. Now he kicks and comes home. Pitch fouled off right behind us. 1-2. Just a little bit underneath it was Logan Ewell. He readjusts his helmet, takes it off for a split second, and puts it back on. Couple steps out of the box. Now he digs in. Right on left matchup here. Bottom 7 at Mulcahy Stadium. Bucs on top 2-1 over their in-town rival, the Pilots. Pitch, swing and a miss. Robello got him on the off-speed, and there's one out here, bottom 7. A really nice pitch. A backdoor slider from Robello fooled Logan Ewell. So one quick out. Bucs still on top 2-1. 5 hits on the day for the Bucs, 4 for the Pilots. That's a tick more than we've seen in the last couple days leading up to the game. It's been no offense, period. Now the hits are coming back. Sherman looks at a pitch outside. So 1-0. Robello in for a second inning of relief. The only relief guy who's come on. Peter Phillips started it. He went a very solid 5 innings. Pitch outside. Oh, it's 2-0. 2-0 on Reese Sherman. So far, the catcher is 0 for 2. A strikeout and a ground out to the pitcher back in the 5th inning. Came into the day hitting .265 on the ABL season. Robello kicks and deals. Here's the pitch. High and wide. 3-0 now on Reese Sherman. The Cotton's coming back just a little bit. Took a day off yesterday for 4th of July, but I see it flying around here at Mulcahy Stadium. I only mention it because it just wasn't here in the first 2 weeks, so something happened. Something changed here in Anchorage, Alaska. The Cotton's out. Wasn't me. Sherman ahead 3-0. Here's the pitch. In there for a strike. And it's 3-1. Wind is twirling all around. The flag out there on left field is not really giving us a decisive signal here. It's back and forth, right to left. It's definitely picked up overall, though. Counts 3-1 on Sherman. Here's the pitch. Check swing. It does not matter. It was a called strike anyways. So 3-2 now on the backstop for the Bucs.
Yeah, really nice job here by Robello to work his way back into the count, because you need to keep this at a 1-run deficit if you're the Pilots.
The Bees are the worst offensive team in the league. So you're right about that. Payoff pitch. Swung on, topped. Foul. Catcher Adam Burkholz didn't touch it right away. Had a slight chance of spinning back into fair territory, but it didn't. So still full on Reese Sherman. Sherman today in BP, I think he hit about 4 homers. He was on a heater, almost like a 3-point shooter in the NBA like Steph Curry. He just couldn't miss. Kept going over to left center field. Payoff pitch coming here from Robello. He kicks back. Now comes home. A swing, a chopper right side of the infield. Ruby dives, comes up with it, throws the first, not in time. It gets by Klotz. Backing up though is Burkholz on the warning track in front of the Pilots dugout. So it'll probably be an infield single for Reese Sherman. It was a nice attempt from Jet Ruby, the second baseman, but couldn't make the throw in time. So 1-out runner on for the Bucs now.
Yeah, surprisingly really close on that throw. The ball just kept on rolling. Looked like it might get all the way to the grass here, but Ruby did a great job to stretch out and get it. He's been impressive today, but Sherman will gladly take that.
There's been a couple infield hits for the Bucs, but every one of them towards Ruby, and he comes up with the ball. So stops it from being anything more than a single. Now the hitter, Jaden Toki. First pitch fouled back at the plate. So 0-1 now quickly on the third baseman. Sports his bright yellow batting gloves. Committed to Long Beach State. Just graduated high school over in the sunny state of California. Wiggles his bat rested along his right shoulder. Rebello checks on Sherman over at first. Now works out of the stretch. Counts 0-1. Here's the pitch. High and in. Almost hit him. And it's 1-1. Toki had to duck out of the way just a little bit. Jaden so far today, a fly out in the second, and then a sac fly back in the fifth. Brought home the go-ahead run. Just 2-1 Bucs here. Bottom 7. Sherman takes his lead off first. Rebello comes home. A swing, a fly ball, foul right side. So 1-2 now on Toki. Reese Sherman also has his bright yellow batting gloves over at first, but he doesn't go to Long Beach. Catcher from Gonzaga. 1-2 now on Jaden Toki. We're in the bottom of the 7th. Bucs hold a 2-1 lead. Rebello takes a pause. Now he's pitching. Swung on, grounded third base. Could be 2. Teasing fires. There's 1. On to first. It's a double play. And around the diamond, 5-4-3 twin billing. And that'll do it here in the bottom of the 7th. The Bucs leave Reese Sherman on after he hit an infield single. Still 2-1 lead. We'll go to the 8th. It's 2-1 Bucs. Don't go anywhere. We'll be right back. Welcome back to Mulcahy Stadium, everyone. Glad you're joining us. Milo Hoffman and Alex Sperstein on hand. Bucs lead 2-1 as we head to the top of the 8th, and still Grady Ferris is doing work on the mound. In for his 3rd inning of relief. Has looked really good so far. 2-1 Bucs lead. A pitcher's due here at Mulcahy. Pitch outside, so 1-0 the count. Andrew Beckert, the leadoff hitter for the Pilots. Center fielder today. Pitch low and wide, so 2-0 quickly. Just 2-1 game, like I said, so any base runner, hard hit ball could do a lot of damage. 1-0, misses outside. 2-0 now on Beckert. So far today, the center fielder is 0 for 3, a strikeout and 2 flyouts. Here's the pitch, in there for a strike. 2-1, a nice fastball painted by Ferris. Here's the 2-1 pitch, lined up the middle towards center field. But Gary's there, makes the one-handed grab. He had to twist around a little bit out in center, but eventually made the catch. So 1 out here for Ferris in the top of the 8th.
You know, Gary's made up good ground out there in center field, taking a few hits away tonight. That one, I wouldn't say is routine, but for McGarry it has been this season. And Bucs now just 5 outs away.
Adam Burkholt, the catcher, a dangerous hitter though. First pitch to him, a breaking ball that pours in for a strike. And it's 0-1. Burkholt, dangerous, but not so much today. 3 flyouts. 2 of them in the infield. 0-1 pitch, left high on the breaking. So it's 1-1 now on Burkholt. 359 average coming into the day, a top 5 mark in the ABL. Ferris kicks in deal, swung on, hit soft towards right field. Yule comes on and he makes the grab. A nice line out for Logan Yule and Grady Ferris here in the top half of the 8th. 2 gone.
Yeah, that ball was dipping and dipping quickly. A good job by Yule to make up the ground. The outfield has been excellent today and this whole recent stretch for the Bucs, and Yule continues his perfect season out there in right field.
Still no errors for the right fielder. Now digging in, Carter Freeland, the DH today. First pitch to him, down in the dirt, so 1-0. Freeland so far is 0 for 2, 2 strikeouts, both of them looking. Sorry, not both of them looking. It was Dylan Mark showed 3 of them looking, actually, as Freeland fouls one back. 2 swinging strikeouts for Carter, and he has a walk in the 6th. 1-1 count now on Freeland. Last hope for the Pilots here in the top of the 8th. Pitch, high and wide, 2-1. 2 balls, 1 strike, 2 outs here at Mulcahy Stadium. The clouds get a bit darker as they drift over us. Almost full cloud coverage here in Anchorage. 2-1's the count. Here's the offering, spins in for a strike. Nice breaking ball, and it's 2-2.
I wonder if Ferris is going to go all the way to the 9th. He's been keeping his pitch count low.
True. He's gone multiple innings. His last outing, actually, was 3 innings. Here's the 2-2 pitch. Swing and a miss. Got him in the off speed, down in the dirt. Ferris is pumped off as he struts off the mound. The Pilots go in order 1-2-3 in the top half of the 8th inning, and we'll go to the home half. Bucs still lead 2-1. We'll be right back. Don't go anywhere. Back here at Mulcahy Stadium. Glad you're joining us on an overcast day here in Anchorage, Alaska. We head to the bottom of the 8th. The Bucs are up 2-1 over their in-town rival, the Glacier Pilots. It's still Kelly Robello on the hill for the Peas. He finishes up his warm-up pitches here in the 8th inning. Bucs trying to seal the deal and break a 5-game losing streak and reclaim a comfortable lead in the second place position in the ABL. If the Bucs lose, then they're in 3rd and out of the playoff spot. Time's winding down quickly here in the season. It's the leadoff man, Kai McGarry, up to start this frame. Rebello twirls and deals. McGarry shows bunt. He fouls it off. So 0-1 on Kai. So far, McGarry is 1 for 3 with a double back in the 5th. A booming double out to left center field. Just lined, hit the wall. It was so fast. Hit a homer yesterday in the 4th of July doubleheader to dead center. 0-1 pitch, breaking ball, twirls in for a strike. 0-2. Kai McGarry touches his bat at home plate, takes a slight squat, now he's ready. Counts 0-2. Here's the offering, taken down low, 1-2.
Wind really picking up here.
Yeah. Heavy. It's kind of something we haven't seen as of late. Almost like there's going to be rain coming any second. It was raining early in BP. It's shied away now for the majority of the game. Here's the 1-2 pitch. Cold, strike 3. fastball in the inside corner. McGarry goes down looking, and there's one gone here in the bottom of the 8th.
That's a nice pitch to freeze Kai McGarry. A couple times today, he's just been guessing on pitches towards that part of the zone, and a really, really nice job by Rebello to keep this at 1 run.
Now, pitching tool. Just 2-1 to score. 10 combined hits for the two sides. Now the hitter, James Provencio. First pitch to him. Breaking ball in there for a strike. So it's 0-1 now on Provencio.
Well, you know, it's a good day for pitching when each team has only used 2 pitchers. That never happens in this league.
Provencio has a double himself back in the first. 1 for 3 on the day. Here's the 0-1 offering. Belts down, so it's 1-1. Rebello going back to his breaking stuff a whole bunch here. In his 3rd inning of relief, the only relief pitcher so far for the Peas. Of course, a doubleheader yesterday, so a lot of pitchers were used. There's the 1-1 pitch, fouled off left side, out of play. 1-2 now on James. Takes a long walk around the batter's box, something he does a whole lot. Now he readjusts his white batting gloves. His bat is rested against his right thigh. He takes a while between pitches, sometimes takes a deep breath, stares into the barrel of his bat. 1-2 the count. Rebello kicks and deals. Here's the pitch, outside, 2-2. Provencio trying to get on. Bucs hold a slim 2-1 lead here. Bottom of the 8th. Would be a big win for the Bucs. It would stay in 2nd place in the ABL. Counts 2-2. Rebello comes home. Down low, 3-2 now. That was a fastball that just belted into the dirt. So full on James Provencio. Trying to work his way on for the heart of the lineup. Landon Underhill awaits on deck. Followed by the DH Luke Taylor. Payoff pitch coming. Robelli set at the bell. Here's the pitch. Gold, strike 3. Just flipped the inside corner. 2nd strikeout looking for Hakeli Robello. And there's 2 gone here in the bottom of the 8th.
Yeah, that's a very borderline pitch. Provencio started to twirl his bat. Thought he was going to have that free walk down the first base. But really, really good job of painting the inside part. It's been a really good outing in relief.
Underhill the hitter now. Playing shortstop today. Pitch to him, a breaking ball that spins in for a strike. And it's 0-1 now on Landon. So far today, he's 1 for 2 with a single and a walk. Cameron to score back in the 1st. 1 of 2 runs for the Bucs this evening. Here's the 0-1 delivery. Swung on, chop foul, right side. 0-2.
No one in the bullpen, so it looks like maybe Ferris's game to win.
He would be qualified for a save 2 ways then, with the 3 innings of work, and it's only a 2-1 game right now, so it would literally be a save.
Yeah.
0-2. Here it comes from Robello, high and wide. 1-2. Underhill trying to work his way on here. Start a 2-out rally for the Bucs. Only a 2-1 lead. Can't be too comfortable for the home side Anchorage. Here's the 1-2 pitch. Swung on, ripped on the ground towards 2nd. Ruby's there, and he fires the first in time. It was a hard-hit ground ball, but Jet Ruby was up for the challenge. We go to the 9th inning. Bucs up just 2-1, trying to seal the deal and snap their lose streak. We'll be right back. It's Bucs Baseball. Welcome back to Mulcahy Stadium as we head to the top of the 9th inning. And the Bucs are trying to seal the deal and get back in the win column. And to do the job is reliever John Witt, just the 3rd pitcher for the Bucs so far today. It's been Buxton to Ferris, and now John Witt trying to complete the save. His 8th appearance on the season, 12 innings pitched with a 2.25 ERA, has been stellar. First pitch, called a strike on the outside corner, and it's 0-1. The hitter is Hunter Klotz, the first baseman. Oh boy, this would be a huge win for the Bucs.
Yes.
Just 2-1. Offense didn't explode, but a win is a win. 0-1 on Klotz. Witt set. Here's the pitch. Swung on, hit high in the air, foul, left side, and there's no play for Jaden Toki. He jumps up on the fence, but still had no play as he runs back to his 3rd base position.
Well, we talked to John Witt before this game, and he was saying he usually has been a starter, but he likes being a reliever in these high leverage situations, and this is just about as high leverage as it can get.
0-2. He's ahead in the count, trying for a quick out here in the top of the 9th. Defense played straight up for the Bucs. Witt comes set. Here's the pitch. Swung on, lofted, shallow center field. On comes McGarry. It's a triangle of players. Now the shortstop Underhill calls everyone off, and he makes the grab. So just onto the lip of the grass out there in center field. One gun here, top 9.
Yeah, excellent job there to force a shallow contact. And Underhill, despite not being the usual shortstop, has showed so much control at that position. He's obviously a leader on this team, and now he's showing it at the shortstop position.
Well, he plays outfield, so he's used to those fly balls.
Yep.
Easy to take command. Pitch is outside to Landon Teasing, 3rd baseman today. 1-0 now. Teasing so far, he is 1 for 2 with a walk and a single. He's the only run that's scored so far for the Pilots. Witt set, counts 1-0. Here's the pitch. Fastball just missed outside, and it's 2-0. You can hear John Witt's patented little strut as he comes home. It's a sort of grunt-ish sound. He exerts it every time he pitches. Wobbles his foot, now he's ready. Here's the 2-0 pitch, breaking ball outside, 3-0. So 3-0 now on Landon Teasing, not exactly what you want for John Witt. Bucs hold a slim 2-1 lead here in the top of the 9th. Trying to break a 5-game losing streak, get back in the win column. Here's the 3-0 offering, swung on, outside, and it's ball 4. I don't know why I just said swung on. Sometimes that happens. But there's a runner on for the Pilots. A walk for Landon Teasing. He's the tying run. Why not here in the top of the 9th? Not exactly want for John Witt.
Yeah, that was surprisingly called a ball. It was right on the borderline, and now Witt, a little bit of a tougher situation. I believe he gave up a run in his last appearance, but now you just got to let your defense do a job. Would not be surprised to see Teasing try to take second and remove that double play possibility.
Here's the pitch to Ryan Christensen, a whiff and a miss. 0-1 quickly now on the right fielder. Christensen so far today is 0 for 2 with a walk all the way back in the 2nd inning. It's Teasing who leads on first base. He's the tying run. Bucs up 2-1 here in the top of the 9th. Check back to first. Not inside. This would be John Witt's first save of the season. He's pitched a lot of the bullpen. 12 innings so far this season. Here's the 0-1 pitch. Swung on, ripped towards right field. On comes Yuli, makes the grab. Throw back to first is not in time. It would have been a double play as the runner on first base, Teasing, was off just a bit, but he dove back in time. So 2 gone here on the top of the 9th.
Yeah, it was a well-hit ball, but not that far. I'm very surprised that Teasing took as big of a jump as he did. Almost disastrous there for the Pilots, but now with 2 outs, sitting good. Obviously, B.J. Rodriguez, though, tough task.
Rodriguez, the hitter. Runner on first. Here's the pitch. In there for a strike. 0-1 now, Rodriguez. He's been a dangerous guy. Doubled and brought home the lone run for the Pilots so far today. That was back in the 5th. Teasing takes his lead off first base. He's the tying run. Witt comes set. Out of the stretch. Long pause. Pitch outside as he loses his hat. 1-1. John Witt is known to lose his hat time and time again. He put so much energy, the adrenaline's pumping, trying to knock down the save. 1-1, the count on B.J. Rodriguez. Here's the pitch, swung on, lofted slowly towards center field. McGarry's there, comes on, and he makes the grab. The Bucs are back in the win column. They snapped their 5-game losing streak and remain in second place in the ABL. A big win for the Buckaroos. John Witt comes on. He completes his first save of the season. Final score here at Mulcahy, 2-1. It was a pitcher's duel the whole game, but a win is a win. We know the offense is going to come around eventually. The pitchers got it done today.
Yeah, that was an excellent job done by all parties. Eli Buxton, by far his best start of the season, almost a qualified pitcher. Instead, he'll hand that duty over to Grady Ferris, who was excellent in relief. And then how about John Witt? Give up the 1 walk, but he's been shut down. And the Bucs needing a closer. He might be the guy.
Well, just in the nick of time, because now the rain has started to fall here at Mulcahy Stadium. A big win for the Bucs. They're back in the win column for the first time in 5 games. They remain lone possession of second place in the ABL. That's a playoff spot, so that's really all that matters here for the Bucs. They finish up their shaking hands across second base in the pitcher's mound. We'll be right back with the game totals for today's game. 2-1, the final score. Bucs win it. Back here at Mulcahy Stadium, Bucs win it 2-1 over their in-town rival, the Glacier Pilots. They get back in the win column after 5 straight losses, and boy, that just sounds good for the Bucs. It was a pitcher's duel the whole game, and it started off by none other than the starter for the Bucs, Eli Buxton, who was absolutely brilliant for the Bucs side. Pitched 4 1/3, 1 run, and a whopping 7 strikeouts to his name. So, my goodness, he was on the entire game. 3 of those strikeouts were looking. So, got the Pilots players frozen a couple times. Then Grady Ferris came on out of relief. 3 2/3. No runs allowed. 1 walk. 3 strikeouts. So, he was on point today. He actually picks up the win for the Bucs. And then John Witt came on to close the deal here in the 9th. 1 walk, but it was always in control for John Witt. He induced weak contact the entirety of the 9th inning. Just a big win for the Bucs overall. And, of course, the offense wasn't too explosive today. Just 2 runs on the board, but a couple of guys did have some decent days. Logan Ewell ripped a double. So did Kai McGarry. Landon Underhood hit. Luke Taylor had a hit. So, not too many runners aboard for the Bucs so far today, or all day it was, but they got the job done. 2-1, the final score. On the Glacier Pilot side of things, it was quiet. I mean, I just talked about the Bucs hitters, so you got to imagine the Pilots did not get much going on the offensive side. Just 4 hits total for them. Their starter, Peter Phillips, did pretty well. 5 innings pitched, 2 earned runs, just 1 walk allowed, and he had 2 strikeouts. But listen, when your offense isn't putting up that many runs, you're going to be in line for the loss, and that's exactly the case. Peter Phillips picks up the loss. Kelly Robello came on to relieve him, and he looked pretty solid, actually. Gave up no runs out of 3 innings of work, 3 strikeouts. So, nice pitching out of relief for Kelly Robello. Just 2 pitchers used for the Pilots after yesterday's doubleheader against the Bucs. 3 pitchers only used for the Bucs. So, only 5 combined pitchers here today at Mulcahy Stadium, but a big win for the Bucs. They take it 2-1 over their in-town rival, the Pilots.
Yeah, that one is much needed for Anchorage. You keep the 2 spot and just some good momentum. Obviously, the offense still has some room to grow, but that was an important win for Anchorage here tonight, and now you try to take that into yet another game tomorrow.
Yep, the Bucs are in action tomorrow against the Chinooks. 2 p.m. start time here at Mulcahy Stadium. So we'll go on the air at 1:45 here from Anchorage, Alaska. The Bucs get back to 500. They're 9-9 on the season and are back. Well, not back. They stay in second place. If they lost today, they would have been in third. So a win is a win. They remain in second and hold a playoff position here in the ABL. As the rain shines down here at Mulcahy Stadium, that'll just about do it in the broadcast booth. For Alex Burstein, I'm Milo Hoffman saying so long. We hope you enjoy the rest of your night, everyone.